Who's here? Anybody made it yet? I am a little late. My computer decided it wanted to do an update. So I'm just waiting for somebody to find me. Anybody in here yet? I may just have to do a crochet along with me. Hey, who's here? Hey, Chris Clevercraft. I'm going to have to take my glasses off in order to see. How are you doing? This challenge for me because my computer decided it wanted to do an update, and the update was very slow. So finally made it. I hadn't been in too many lives lately because we have a garden started. We have a new puppy. We have a lot of stuff going on. Mhm. Oh, did is there something that I can do to take the timer off? I I didn't realize I had put a timer on it. Like I said, this is all new. I don't know exactly what my trying to do. Oh, now it wants to put some ads on. I definitely don't need any ads. I have to figure out how to get them off. I don't know where this thing popped up. See if I can find my mouse. Get rid of this stuff. I don't know. There it is. Okay, I got rid of it. Just some kind of advertisement that popped up. Hey, MB Heritage Farms. Like I say, I'm struggling here with my glasses. I need trifocals for the computer. Uh, Chris, I'm not sure. I think you have to stop and start again. Oh, we don't want to do that. This computer takes way too long, doesn't it? I am what you call computer challenged. I guess is what my kids call it. I'm glad at least two people came. You know, this was the hardest thing that I've had to do is to actually make myself do this after 1 year. Now, I'm going to start a cheat sheet for those that I can't remember your first names. If you don't mind me calling you, Chris is probably Chris, right? um, so I'm gonna start a cheat sheet so that I can remember everyone's names or get to know everyone's names. I know I've seen y'all in chats, but um, you don't always remember. There's so many, so I'll try not to jiggle the computer too much. Okay, I did slow the chat down so I could keep up with it. So I did that. Uh, you get nervous doing a live? Yeah, and I knew that I was going to have to start doing them, but just as I decided to start, then one of my little goats butted my head and knocked one of my teeth out, and I thought, "Oh, that's pretty sad." And you know, it takes like 6 months to get a dental appointment. 6. So my dental appointment will be next month. You get nervous? Okay, I read that one. I'm gonna have to take my glasses off because I can't see them. You go into the settings of this live and change the chat delay. If I go into the settings, am I gonna knock myself off? Like I said, I'm I'm just not sure where the settings are. This is all a learning curve for me. Everything. Um, and I don't have my friend here, Kathy from Living Miracle Homestead. She's busy today. So it'll be I'm winging it. Sorry, I don't have the details. Oh, I didn't know you were sick. Oh, MB. Oh, thanks. Well, I appreciate you coming, even if you can just stay for a few minutes. We all have to start, right? Somewhere. It doesn't mean it's good. It just means that you have to start. And I know I don't have, well, I'm around 500 and close to 550 on the subscribers, but I don't have like hours a day to spend. I have animals to take care of. I have gardens. I have bees. We're hatching right now. Um, we have baby rabbits. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. And I'm sure I'll see you in another chat, probably Kevin's. Um, I just this week and it's taken a lot of time. But I have 18 tomatoes planted already. I'll be sure to watch your video that's coming up, MB. Did you tell me your first name or did I miss it? I should know it. I'm shaking the computer. Hmm. Okay, Michael and Bobby. Okay, good deal. I can remember that. Michael today. Okay. Um, it may be delayed a little bit because it just said that it was reconnecting. I guess I'm buffering. I couldn't really tell on this end. We just got a new internet. It's called Starlink, and it is much better than DirecTV. It was awful, awful. Our county is what they call broadband ready, but they have not got it hooked up. We're right on the edge of a very small county. They're working on the inner city, which was only a couple thousand people. There's only like 5,000 people in the whole county. So hopefully that will make my internet a lot better. But the Starlink actually is working pretty good. It doesn't take me long to update and to upload videos when it used to take me takes 20 or 30 minutes. So I think I'm doing pretty good there. Hey, Spring Meadow Farm and Garden, how are you? Remind me of your first name again. Yeah, I hope Starlink is really going to be the answer to what I need. I'm tired of going out in the middle of the pasture and trying to steal my son's internet. And I've done that. So you're in the country, yeah. I um I just heard that another channel, My Aussie Gardening Kitchen, they got Starlink recently too. Mm, yeah, I I have T-Mobile, and we're just too far out in the country to get anything. It's pretty bad. Um, I'm trying not to shake here. Spring Meadow, what's your name again? Zany May? Okay, good. I should remember that one. Um, but yeah, it's all about internet for us because we can't even get local TV. Um, the news, we only can get one news channel. So, but hopefully I'll learn to use it. So, what are you doing today, Spring Meadow, Zany May? I started transferring about 50 chicks, and then it turned into another 50. They're about 4 weeks old. So I transferred them to the outdoor run. It's getting around 50 at night. So they're doing pretty good. and they have feathers. They're 6 weeks old, 4 to 6 weeks old, most of them. Um, and then my cat decided to have kittens, and then something's going on weird with my bees. I need to open the bee is even still there. Josh from Stony Ridge can go live over a mile from his homestead. Really? Wow, that's pretty cool. And I have to go a quarter of a mile if I'm cheating and trying to get my son's. I have to. He's a quarter mile down the hill from me, so I just go to the pasture as far as I can until it connects. You do what you got to do, right? When you live out in the country. Ooh, what are you baking today? My kitchen is tore up. We're about to start remodeling the farmhouse and I'm in the camper. So I'll be in the camper for about a year. You may get tired of seeing my background. I may have to put something else there just to make it look interesting. Um, yeah, and Starlink isn't any more than what we were paying with Viasat. Um, we're not really paying any more, but we're getting a lot better service. So we'll probably keep that until the broadband is that's Comcast. So, and it's only supposed to be $40 a month. Oh, I don't know how we got lucky and got Starlink. Y'all don't have it there either, Chris. And what state are you in, if you don't mind me asking? And we're in Georgia, um, about 30 minutes from the South Carolina border near Augusta. But we're just, I mean, I think our county count was 5,300 or something. So it's very small. But then 80 miles west is Atlanta, which I wouldn't live there. I couldn't drive Atlanta. Terrible, terrible traffic. Colorado. Okay. My niece lives in Aurora, somewhere in that vicinity. I've been to Colorado. North Carolina, really? We're about 4 hours from Charlotte. So we've been there many times. Many. So so my question today was, if anybody wants to answer it, what was your first job? Do you remember how much you were paid? And what did you do with the money? Did you spend it, put it away, give it to somebody? And I'll start. I, ke- I kept thinking my first job was in a little truck stop cafe washing dishes when I was 15. But then last night I got to thinking, it's like that wasn't my first job. My first job, I was 10 years old and I cut grass for an older couple, which I thought were older, might have been 30 years old. Who knows? I was 10. I cut grass with a push mower, and it was hard work, I'm telling you. But my mother was widowed at 30 years old, and that was a couple of years prior. So all five of us, well, the two younger ones were too young. They were 3 and 5 years younger than me. So we all got little jobs and doing little things and bring the money home and give it to our mother because, she was trying to feed us. She didn't have a 5th grade. Well, she didn't complete the 5th grade. Well, she completed the 5th grade, I'm sorry. She didn't complete the 6th grade. She started twice, but didn't complete either time, and that's a long story, and I'll tell y'all that story again, maybe on Mother's Day, because my mother was an exceptional mother, and I guess we all think that. But anyway, that was my job, and I pushed, and I think it took me 2 or 3 hours, and the lady came out, and she had an armful of tomatoes. She gave me those tomatoes, and I probably seemed really disappointed that I only got tomatoes because I really wanted to help my mother. And she pulled out $3 and she gave me $3 and a armful of tomatoes. And I mean, it was probably 10 or 20 tomatoes. She had them in a big old bucket. So it was pretty cool. That was really my first job that I remember, and I did give my mother the $3, and we ate the tomatoes. So it was kind of, we were poor and we lived in Oklahoma, and we didn't really know any better. Let me see. New beginnings. Hey, how are you? Rural Cyprus. Um, where is rural Cyprus? Oh, I'm glad you came. At least I have somebody showed up for my first one, and I know it's hard when all these channels are having lives, and then you get a newbie like me has no idea what they're doing. Life in rural Cyprus, that is pretty cool. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. Yeah, the blimpie subs and salads. Yeah, I had some food jobs too. Um, that was good. My first food job, not counting the truck stop at 15, was Taco Bell, but we had already moved to California for that. MB, okay, you were 11 and you bought a BMX bicycle. Oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. You're 11 years old. That's why I felt like at 10 that, I didn't buy anything for myself. We did have one bicycle that we all shared. So we couldn't go on any bike rides, but we weren't allowed to leave the farm either. But so my second job was at the cafe truck stop. My grandmother was a short order cook, and I washed dishes for her at night. She worked the night shift, and that was a hard job. And I remember my first paycheck, I made $1.86 an hour. And I thought I was doing good. And I don't remember what I did with that money. It I just can't remember what we did with that money. But that was in California after we had already moved a couple of years later, um, when I was 13. Oh, y'all raced BMXs? That's a fun thing to watch. I think my brothers did too later on. Wish I could see better. So you have Chris, you have two brothers. Hey, Mr. Boots, you found me. I know I had to start, right? I had to start somewhere. But I was late. I know that's not good to be late, but my computer decided it wanted to do an update and it was very slow. I'm glad you came. Um, I just asked the others about what their first job was and if they can remember how much it was, how much they earned, and what they did with the money. Um, I was 10. I cut grass with a push mower, and my pay was an armful of tomatoes and $3. That was my first. And I gave the $3 to my mother. So it wasn't very exciting in the sticks of Oklahoma. We didn't have a lot to do. So so how are you doing, Stephen? Are you already off work? I, I thought your new job took you different hours. I'm making me a cheat sheet so I can remember everyone's names. I already know yours. Oh, mowing grass? I think I only did her lawn 2 or 3 times, and I was happy to get whatever she gave me after that because my mother told me that I should be really proud that I helped her out. So, hey, the reef robber. How are you? I know I've seen you in lives before. Probably Tuber Chat, right? I'll try to remember everyone's names. Let's see. Everyone starts sometimes. Yeah, I'm computer challenged, very. Your first job was making pizza for $5.25 an hour. Wow, you really did well. Of course, my first paid job that I actually got a paycheck was when I was 15. I had to wait until I got a, a work permit. We had moved to California from Oklahoma, and I worked with my grandmother at well, I guess we called it a greasy truck stop. It was a cafe. As a matter of fact, it's still there. When we visited a few years, of course, other people run it, but I made $1.86 an hour. And remind you, this was in 1969. Oh my. So, and I washed dishes the old fashioned way where you loaded up these big old crates and you dropped it in the water and the steaming hot water. You might want to lower the slow chat to 5 to 10 seconds. So I've got it going too slow, or when I just saw that you could slow it down, I didn't see the second uh, choice, the 5 to 10 seconds, but I'll look. Um, oh, thanks for coming so much. I'll get there. I'll get there. It's not that I guess I am shy, but I guess it's just that I have to get used to working with the computer and I'm not real good at working with the computer. So I'll have to learn that too, but I'm glad you came, and hopefully I can do this weekly. Hopefully on Wednesdays. It defaults to 1 minute. You can change it to 5 to 60 seconds. Okay. Hey, get to the farm. How are you? I'm so glad. I'm so glad you came. Hey, Brenda, you made it. I'm glad I popped up for somebody. Okay, get to the farm. Remind me of your first name again. I know I see you all the time. Oh, I hope I can get better. I hope I can get better. Chris's clever craft. And if I could get me some trifocals that I could actually see the screen, that would be good too, wouldn't it? but I'm working on that. I actually have cataracts, so they're watching them. So I assume any day that I'll have to do that surgery and get new glasses. So, but we'll work it until we can. But um, what are you doing, Brenda? I hadn't seen you in any lives because I've just been so busy trying to get my garden in. Um, Sue, okay, get to the farm is Sue. I knew that, but you know, um, I'll write it down so that I can at least address you instead of your farm name. Well, um, so Brenda and Sue, my topic today, and really I didn't need a topic, but I just thought it would be kind of interesting so that we could get to know each other a little bit better. But what was your first job? Do you remember how much you were paid and what did you do with the money? And those who've already heard it probably are bored already. But I was 10 years old. My mother was, um, it, my dad had died 2 years before. So she cut grass with a push mower. And I remember doing an older couple's grass, which was knee high. Honestly, maybe it wasn't that high, but I thought it was knee high. Um, and when I finished, 2 or 3 hours later, I got an armload of tomatoes and $3, and I did give it to my mother. So that was the first job that I remember. My real first paid paycheck job was when I was 15, and I worked in a truck stop washing dishes at night for my grandmother, and I made the $1.86 an hour, which to me it was a lot. So get to the farm. Okay, you taught writing lessons, really? In the mid 70s. 50 cents an hour, I guess, and we probably thought that was really good, 50 cents an hour, right? Um, we lived my dishwashing job was 69. I think it was 1969. So I had probably did a lot of jobs in between, but I just don't remember any of them. Um, and $1.86 an hour in 69 was probably good for California. Um, so, and of course we all did jobs like Taco Bell or Dairy Queen or Whataburger. Probably every one of my teenagers had a food job too, a real job. You didn't work a real job, Sue? Oh, till the kids were older. Okay. Yeah. When you're on the homestead, you're really working for free or you're working for food and room and board. But we didn't have older brother was 16 at the time my dad passed away. So he really thought he was, and he did. He took on the role of um, kind of our mentor. And after he wrecked a couple of cars and kind of settled down, and he really was our rock. And Brenda, you were 12 years old and you took care of an elderly lady in town. You didn't make much, but every paycheck you'd walk up to the restaurant. Oh, two fish dinners. Oh, you know what? That was true on a lot of occasions. We would do, my girlfriend and I, Stephanie, we would do babysitting jobs, and they'd pay us $2 or $3 or $10, and we would go to the little local taco stand, and we would treat ourselves to tacos. So we babysit just so we could go and eat. And that was in California also. Oh, yeah, if you homeschooled your kids, that definitely was a job, and not always, you know, you can't just stop and, you know, take time for yourself. You have to keep them on task. I didn't homeschool any of my 3 children, although, you know, I would have if I needed to, but they all did really well, and 2 of them ended up being teachers, and now one of them is a teacher. Mm, yeah, Brenda, mamas are the hardest working people. Um, my mother, she finished the 5th grade. She started the 6th grade twice, but she dropped out, y'all get this, to get married. She was 12 years old because I found her marriage license when I was doing genealogy, and she admitted it to me. She had her first baby when she was 14. So she was a widow at 30 with 5 children. She lost one, she had 6. So, yeah, but for my Mother's Day special, like, little, live, I think I'll tell a little bit about my mother's life. Um, it's actually quite a story, and she went a long ways to educating herself, and she became a nurse. I know, um, and she worked in one hospital for 35 years as a nurse, and, uh, when she finally retired, we did a little traveling. We drove, um well, I flew to California, flew back with her because she didn't wanna fly alone. She flew me to California, I flew back, and then, we got in the car and I drove her all over Oklahoma and Texas to see all of her relatives and the kids, um, and about 8 months later, she passed away. So, she did what she really wanted to do, she wanted to go and see everyone, but she only enjoyed less than a year of retirement. "What are you doing, Brenda?" "Oh, planting a garden." Yeah, you if you're planting a garden and raising animals, I mean, it's hard work. It's a lot easier to go to the market and just buy the produce but you just can't get good produce around here. So I'm gonna really have to put a big garden because it's only the 2 of us eating now but it's still a lot. I mean, just to get good vegetables. So hopefully we won't have to do that. So, but yeah, Brenda, it's just you and your husband, right? I mean, we still spend $100 a week just on stuff that we need. That's not including medicine or anything else that you have to have. That's just groceries. I'm getting to where I don't want to eat meat anymore just because I'm sorry. I don't want to pay $20 for a pack of chicken wings. I've got chickens in the yard. If I need to, I can eat them. But they're not real meaty yet. So I'd just be using broth for them. So, but anybody else got a good story? Yeah, 2 adult kids at home? Well, I have 2 adult kids living on the farm, but they have their own houses. Um, so when they are cooking, I don't cook. I told them I cooked a long time, and now it's their turn to have the gatherings, the birthday parties, the Christmas. It's it's time for them to have them at their house, and my, middle child lives about 45 minutes away. So but yeah, I just let the kids cook, and I figure I've done my deal. Yeah. I hope I will get to go to Kentucky this year. I really am keeping my fingers crossed on that. I know some of y'all are going. Um, but we're in the middle of, well, we're just starting remodeling the house. I haven't even completely moved into the trailer yet, but we are sleeping there. All of your kids live at the farm. Your house has grown apartment areas. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. And the kids are thinking about where they want to plant a house on the farm. Yeah, and I've already split my land up 3 ways for the 3 children. So there's not gonna be any issue about who can have what. But 2 of them have already built their houses. We helped them build their houses. So, and I just told them that as long as they had a place that I could get my walker through, and they had an extra bedroom just in case I needed to come and live with them, that they were gonna take care of me. I took care of them all their lives. But, you know, we wouldn't give up our independence if we didn't have to. Hey, Simply Jan, how are you? I hadn't seen you in a while. I haven't been in any lives. I've been lurking a little when I get a chance, but mornings are tough for me because I have a lot of animals to feed, and then I have to work in the garden for a couple of hours, and then the evenings we do the same thing. So I have trouble getting on lives in the mornings and the evenings. What'd you say, Brenda? Oh, our son has his own house in the lot between us in our north field. Yeah, when and my 2 are great helps also. They live here, they have their separate driveways, so they don't have to answer to us. I don't try to call them every day, but, I do talk to, um I do talk to a couple of them, and the grandkids call me. But I try not to interfere in their lives, I try to let them have their own space. They live a quarter mile from me on the farm. Um, but when I need to get away, they will take care of the animals. But I have a lot of animals, so I really don't want to put that burden on them if I don't have to. Although we're trying to scale down a little bit. I guess we're all trying to scale down a little bit. Um, grow more food, scale down with the animals. Um, what have you been up to, Jan? Oh, and you're the only one that hasn't answered now. If you remember your first job, I'm not saying that you're too old to remember, but do you remember your first job, how much you got paid, and what you did with it? With me, mine was cutting grass at 10. 11 acres. Yeah, there is rules about how much you can divide. Uh, ours is 1 acre here. So, you know, like I say, we're in very rural area, but I up the 6 acres, each one of them got 2. And the last 9 acres, the younger son, we only bought that because he wanted the wood, so he's buying that from us. Uh, that was his deal. He wanted to go hunting. Hey, Christy Betts, I'm so glad to see you. I've been missing you guys in Kathy's live because she's only having one. Well, she's starting back up with her second live, I guess now, but she's only had one for a few weeks since she's been helping her friend. Um, so I've been missing seeing you guys. Hey, Margie. Oh, you know, like Steven says, you're never late. Even if you're here the last few minutes, at least you popped in, and that means a lot to me. Um, I just kind of wanted to get to know, a little bit more about some of you, and I needed to do one live just to kind of get it under my belt and get over the nervousness. Um, I did ask the question, if you remember your first job, how much, what you did with it. So Mine was cutting grass at 10, and I got an armload of tomatoes and $3, and I gave it to my mother. Your first job was in a restaurant soda pop shop. You gas and insurance, yeah. Even back then, gas was we thought was high. I didn't have a car until I was 18 years old, and I bought it myself with one of my jobs. So I had a lot of jobs, but that's good. My second job, I made $1.86 an hour at a truck stop washing dishes. And that was when I was 15. Oh, oh, yeah. You know what? Live stream, I see everybody and they just seem so comfortable and helpful. And it's like, I'm never going to make my hours if I don't do it. Never. Margie, you worked as a flagger? Oh, for the state. Okay, you made $1.52 an hour. So is that like on work sites where they have to direct the traffic around and you flag people through and stop them and all that? Is that what that is? If I'm reading that right? Hey, how are you doing? Lazarick Homestead. I hadn't seen you in a while. I've been watching you cooking though. I just a lot of times I listen to you while I'm working, so um I can't make any comments because either my hands are dirty or something really gross on them, and I don't take the chance. But I'm so glad to see you. Margie, you had to work. Oh, you had to work for school clothes. Yeah, that was another thing I did with any job that I had. One job I did buy myself a bicycle so that I could get to school. We lived in California. We lived in a little town called Oildale near Bakersfield. And I had to get to school on my own, and it was several miles. So I bought my own 10 speed, which was a big deal for me in high school. And darn it, if my brother didn't borrow it and he took it to the grocery store and somebody stole it. It broke my heart. I made him buy me a new one too. Oh no, you hit your eye on the corner of the table? Oh my goodness. That's awful. I'm sure you have a headache too. Oh my goodness. Hey, Jan was a lot of money. And then when I got my $1.86, I just remember that it's really a strange figure, but I do remember that and getting that paid an actual check. And I did many jobs. Most of my jobs were outdoors because I always liked outdoors. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I forgot to tell you that. How many times have I been in lives and I made sure I go back and do that thumbs up? Bye, Stephen. I'm so glad you came. And hopefully, I'll see you on your next one. Oh, yeah, a bagel and cold water on your face. I never thought of that. I've always used just a bag of peas. It always works. Oh, hey, Christy, grits. We're in the South and we love grits. I like them with cheese. My husband likes them with butter and sugar, but I like cheese. Well, I hope you get to feeling better and your eye gets doesn't give you too many problems. Because there's nothing like a swelled up eye when you're trying to work. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate that. So I'm actually about out of time. I've been going 51 minutes, y'all. I actually made it that far. So, and maybe somebody will pick it up on the live, the replay. I know there's a couple of people that said they really wanted to come in, but it just hit at the wrong time. I'm trying to find a good slot without stepping on people's toes. So, it's just mornings and nights are rough. Mornings and evenings with all the animals. So I have there says my connection is unstable. I guess I'm shaking the camera. I didn't mean to do that. So I'm so glad you all came in and you hit the thumbs up. That makes me feel good. And I'll try to work on that speed so that it's not too slow and I can read everyone's comments before you go to sleep. Get bored. So anything else? Anyone remembers? Oh, thanks, Margie. That's really nice. Um, that's nice of you to come in. And Christy, it doesn't matter. You got here, and I appreciate all of the support. And I'm sure I'll see you tonight. Um, Kathy will have hers on, so I do try to hit hers if I don't fall asleep. Um, I'm glad you came too, Sue. And Brenda, everyone, Chris, everybody that came in. I really appreciate that. So it wasn't so bad. It's kind of like you got to rip the band-aid off but I appreciate everybody. The next one that I'm going to do, I'm going to be honoring mothers and probably some of your fondest memories or your funny memories, things that your mother did that was hilarious. Um, that'll be coming up. And this one was, with your first jobs, summer's coming up, the kids are going to start doing jobs. And I just thought, you know what? I wonder what everybody else did. But I appreciate y'all all coming in. Oh my goodness. And I know you all got to get back to lunch or do something, uh, go back to work. But I appreciate you all coming in and I'll cut it off and let you go. And go see. Oh, thank you, Margie. I know I'll see you soon. Oh, thank you, Just Living Life. Oh, remind me of your first name so that I can make my cheat sheet. Um, I like to at least call you by your first name if you don't mind. If you do, that's okay. Then I'll call you Just Living Life, which is still a good name too. But yeah, I had to do the first one. I got to get the first one under my belt and then, I think I'll be okay learning to talk to myself here. But and I'm going to write your name down and I'll get better. A few is better than none, right? Thanks. Are you leaving too, Margie? Yeah. Oh, well, thanks. Margot. Oh, that's a nice name. Um that's unusual. I like that. Thanks, Margie. I appreciate that. And I'll try to stay with this time slot unless I find something that works a little bit better. So I'll probably stay at noon on Wednesdays, and just until something else works out. But I appreciate you all coming, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye. See if I can figure out how to slow this down too. See you guys. Oh, thanks, Brenda. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye, Christy. You guys are really nice coming in and supporting me. I appreciate that. And, a year ago, I told Kathy nobody wanted to listen to anything I had to say, which, that's the way I thought. But anyway, I'm glad I did it. And I'm glad you all came in. And I will see you on the next one. Bye. Oh, I'm so glad you came in. Suburban homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. Almost Wyoming again, right? That's pretty cool that you made it. It's taken me a while. So I made it almost an hour. I know you have some great 30-minute ones, and 30 minutes is it's probably enough, but for those who are at lunch, I thought I'd give them a little bit more time. So, but and I haven't picked up to see what you're doing today on your daily countdown, but I'm sure it's going to be good, right, Sandy? You want to answer the question, Sandy? What was your first job and how much you got paid and what did you do with the money? Mine, um, mine was I cut grass at 10 years old with a push mower. Push mower. I earned $3 and an armload of tomatoes. Maybe that's why I still like tomatoes. So that was really my first job. My first paid paycheck job was in a truck stop at night washing dishes for $1.86 an hour back in '69. So I did have a few jobs. Those were my early remembering jobs. But so I'm not sure. Pumpkin pie and moving gravel. Oh, really? Oh, and I'm sure it's already 100 degrees there. First job was babysitting, bought clothes, and went to the movies. You know what? We didn't have movies. We lived in the sticks of Oklahoma. So the only thing we had in our little town was a little grocery store, gas station, and a church. And that was really all we had in a tiny little town called Zanise, Oklahoma. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. And I'll see you hopefully on the next one. So I guess I'll wrap it up. And I'm glad that everybody came in. I still have a few here, but I'm really glad you all came in and got me over my first one and my nervousness. Um, Even though I was a few minutes late because the computer decided to do an update, but we won't have to do that again. Thanks, Margie. I appreciate it. You take care of yourself. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Bye, Sandy. Thank you for coming. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this. I might have to put my glasses back on to do it. Bye. Okay, I found it.